Welcome to the third rail. This is Omar. Thank you for joining the channel. Yeah, baby. Yeah. This is Omar from the third rail. I appreciate you and I love you for being part of my channel, wherever you may be in the world. We are working on this channel. We're trying to get our act together and stuff like that. But today, did you know that I've been watching the news and Donald Trump went to a funeral services in North Carolina for what used to be called Diamond and Silk. There were two black women who were like the Abbott and Costello of our day. They used to make jokes. They were big fans of Donald Trump. They knew him. They went to the White House, and they had this, well, but one of them died of COVID-19, a disease that she used to deny existed, used to call it a hoax. And her sister in the speech in the funeral said, well, they got to tell us you can't inject people. She's blaming the death of people on the vaccine. The problem is she always denied she never took the vaccine or recognized the disease. Anyway, that's not about it. I'm going to listen to Donald Trump's full speech. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to listen, see what he has to say. Remember, he has been invited to a funeral. So the whole idea is to talk a little bit as possible, talk about the person who died, the good things, the moments you had with them, the funny things that you missed about them, and, just make people feel good. Now, let's go. We're going to go to Donald Trump right now. It's a long, excuse me, man, my breathing issue, man. I don't know, man. I've been sick for a while. Forgive me if you can't. Once upon a time, there was love in my life. Now it's only love in the dark. There's nothing I could say. There's nothing I could do. It's total eclipse of the heart. I just want, I got you as a hostage, so I might as well sing my songs. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, we got to switch the, what do you call it? Come on, man. We got to switch the cameras. I have two screens. I don't know how that works. I'm not a genius. But I'm going to switch screen just to make sure that you guys see everything. Okay. This is Donald D. Trump. What is it? Was he the 46? The 46. Was he? Number 4. I don't know. He's the 46 or 45 president, whatever he was. He was the president of the United States. So now he's going to go up and he's going to give an eulogy. So let's see what Donald Trump. I'm going to go over everything together with you. I'm going to be as fair as much as possible, but I want to prove to you that he is the biggest idiot in history. Go.
Please welcome the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Ooh. There he goes. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. USA.
Well, I want to thank you all. This has been an incredible time, a very sad time, but it's a time of celebration too, because this is a fantastic woman that we've lost, but we haven't really lost her because she's looking down, and she loved her sister and she loved her family. I talked to her about it. She was a great, passionate woman with a great, big, beautiful brain. And I said, you're very different from your sister. And I just learned that she's really not so different. I thought you were the quiet one. I said, Silk is really smart, but she's very quiet. She's not.
Remember, the one who died is Diamond. This she's in the bottom of here. See, the bottom of the screen. And look what he has to lie, no matter what. In any event, in any place, he has to lie or make shit up. He doesn't need to lie. This is a funeral. He has to say a couple of words. She was a nice woman. She was big. She was for the cause. She was a supporter, and we loved her for it, and we wished her family well. That's it. And you could
quiet. And what about the voices I heard tonight? I'll tell you, the voices I heard, your voice, and it's been incredible. It's really been an incredible time. I don't know. So I've been to many funerals. I've been many events of a lot of different kind, because I don't even know if you call this a funeral. I think I'd call this a real
Celebration.
celebration, right?
All right,
I
that's
really
good.
would. I really think
Give
it
me a
was a
second.
celebration.
All right, sounds good. Celebration, yeah.
Thank you, Pastor. Great job. But it's a incredible thing, and I don't believe, they told me, I said, give me a little time because I have a lot of people waiting for me back in a place called Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
I said, give me a little time. What do you think it'll take? Oh, about 15, 20 minutes, in and out.
All right.
I said, well, it can take longer.
All right.
This is a little longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, so
I've been sitting here for a long time, but
So
you
he's
know what? I've never enjoyed anything more. And
so he's complaining about the time. He thought it was gonna be. It took 3 hours. I don't blame him. These funerals are real crazy. Go ahead.
I believe that this is one of the most beautiful events I've ever attended. I've attended the biggest events, the
Okay.
rich, the poor,
Okay.
but I have attended the biggest and the best in theory. And I tell you, this is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. This is one of the greatest
Good.
tributes I've ever seen.
So
And
far,
I
he's
just
saying the
wanna
right
thank
things.
Silk, we spoke,
All right.
and I'm so happy we were able to do this and just get it done. And
Okay.
just get it done. And
Full disclosure, I heard he paid for the whole thing. So you got to give that to him. You got to give credit when credit is due. He paid for the whole thing. I don't know if it's true or how he did it. There's always everything he does is always something to it. But he did say that he paid for it. We take that as face value, and we think that was a good thing. He's a good man for doing that. See, you got to give him credit sometime. If you don't give him credit, then you're a piece of shit.
all those people that are looking on right now, you have a lot of people looking on. You have a lot of fake news out there that you don't even know.
There you go. He started with the
they're
news.
there.
Fake
But
news.
I have a feeling they'll even treat it well because it can be nothing better. They can't be that fake. There's been no more beautiful tribute to anybody that I've ever seen. So I have a feeling that they're going to treat you very well. I know
Okay.
it's streaming all over, and I know you're going to have a lot of television. And your father got up, and your brother got up. What a voice! Ooh, what a voice! And what a voice!
All right.
And
He's just winging it.
it's just incredible to watch. And by the way, you are a character, McGee.
Okay.
You know, he's a character.
So he's doing crowd work. He's a comedian. He's doing a little crowd work, McGee. You know how the comedians do it? They do crowd work. He's doing crowd work right now. It's great. Okay. Good.
I'll tell you what, he's great. He's great. I bet he was one handsome guy too. Look at him. Look at him. He was a handsome one.
He was.
Most beautiful family. So I just want to tell you it's incredible. It's such an honor to be here.
Right now, he's
I'm
doing
glad
everything
it was
right.
long because
Everything's right.
we had a
So far.
pastor. I had a pastor a long time ago, minister, that's what we call him. And sometimes you go to a church service and it's not, very exciting. We don't want to say that because it's not about excitement, but sometimes you go to a service and you can't get out fast enough. Right. But I had a minister years ago, and sometimes great, but I had a minister years ago.
I don't know how to speak this shit
Dr.
out. Man.
Norman Vincent Peale. You know her? The Power of Positive Thinking.
Yeah.
And this reminds me so much of that. You'd go to church and you would just like him to tell more. He was a great storyteller, actually. And he told stories relative to religion, sometimes relative not to religion. But
All right. So far, things are good. It's normal.
Preacher at Marble
Normal
Collegiate
stuff.
Church on Fifth Avenue, which is where I
So why is
went.
everybody
And
making a big deal about
he was
Trump?
an
Trump.
incredible orator, incredible speaker, actually.
All right. Telling stories
But
and
he
stuff
told
like
very
that.
interesting stories and many modern day stories and some biblical stories, but he
All right.
always put it together. And I'll never forget, it didn't happen often because you don't see that too much anymore. But you hated when the service was over. Does that make sense? You hated. You said, "Keep going for another couple of hours." We don't.
He just complained before that he was supposed to be like 15, 20 minutes, and it turned out to be 3 hours. Now he changed his mind. He's saying, when it ends in 3 hours, you want another 3 hours. It shows you he just lied about 3 minutes ago.
But, and that's a little bit like this. I hate when it's over, in a sense, because it's been so beautiful. And
You
so
don't
great.
even go to church, Donald. Don't even look it up.
The world has lost one of its brightest stars, real star. But
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We have another star who is equal to, but she stepped up and she is different. I'm serious. I thought I knew them both. I didn't.
Yeah.
I knew Diamond, but I didn't know Silk at all. I just learned about Silk. You're fantastic.
Okay. This is one of the this is one of the biggest lies he just so far said. He said he doesn't know his sister Silk. I don't have the time to show you all the videos. They have met for years. Matter of fact, he has to meet her because they work together. They were like, Siamese twins. They never left each other. There are videos of them hugging them. Let me put my asthma, man. Let me get rid of my asthma. So there's a lot of videos. He met Silk already. Everybody knows that. Why would you lie, Donald? Everybody know you know Silk. There are videos in the White House, in the Oval Office, and campaign stops, every place. They don't leave each other, the two. This is the first time they left. One is underground and one is above the ground. Donald, this is one of the biggest lies he just told. He said he doesn't know her.
You're going to carry on beyond anybody's wildest imagination.
He started a little bit, right? See?
But we've lost one of our purest hearts, and that's for sure. Diamond Hardaway was a friend, and she was a sister, a mother, and an American patriot, incredible patriot. And she was a stream of energy. She had energy. You have that same energy. I hate to say it. You have that same energy. A source of joy and a burst of truth, a beacon of common sense. What she really had was common sense. That's what I sort of think we all need.
She had no common sense. She denied that COVID-19 was a hoax. And she said she didn't take the vaccine. We found out she did take it from my sister who talked. She tried to say that the vaccine killed her sister, not the disease. It's unbelievable how life is. I think I killed her. And I mean, not literally, because I kept on seeing that. I said, what the fuck? When is diabetes going to get one of them? Because I didn't like them anyway. So, and one of them died. And I said, oh, the fuck, was it me? When you think something and something happened, I swear to God, this happened 2 or 3 weeks ago. I said, why are they still around? Well, fuck, why isn't diabetes doing his job? It sounds a little racist, right? But it's true. They supported him. I don't like him. Not because personally I don't like him. I didn't like his policies. He hated Muslim. I'm a Muslim. He put a Muslim ban. That's my people. So I'm going to stand with my people. And I'm going to say, no, hell with you, Donald Trump. And he just did it for political reason. Because all the money he gets is from those Muslim countries that he banned the people from.
Need is common sense. Democrats, conservatives,
there
Republicans, liberals. It's we need common sense.
Okay.
How do you have open borders where millions and millions of people?
There we go. Open borders. There we go. This is a funeral, guys.
So much away from our country. It's so hard to fix that. Things we can fix inflation.
Okay.
We can fix so much of what's been damaged over the last 2 years. We had it going so well.
Yeah.
But we can fix these things. But millions of people. I think 15 million people. They say 3, maybe 4. No. I think they have no idea how many people. And they allowed their prisons to be emptied out into the United States of America. They allowed their mental institutions to be emptied out into the United States of America. And common sense would tell you that if you had common sense, you wouldn't be doing that.
Common sense will tell you, Donald, this is a funeral. Get the hell out. Let's do it and get out.
Mike would know that.
I don't know how to make
speed doing this. Millions and millions of people are coming, and no country would be able to withstand this. No country, whether you're rich or poor. And we're not really rich. We owe, as of this morning, $31 trillion. So I don't know. You call it rich? I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. We spend a lot of money on other countries, and many of those countries hate us, so we give them money. So common sense would tell you all of these things. Inflation was caused by energy. They stopped the energy, and all of a sudden your gasoline went from $1.87 a gallon to $5, $6, $7. In California, $8.
He's talking about gas prices, inflation, everything. He's at a funeral, human beings. He's at a funeral right now. That's where he's at.
$8 a gallon. And when your baker makes his cakes, and when your hospitals create heat and all of the different things you need this for, everything goes up, and it's runaway. It's far greater than people thought. And the only reason it's going to start coming down now is because they have to kill it. They have to kill the country. They have to kill the economy to get it down, because inflation is a death sentence for a country. You just can look back over the last 200 or 300 years, and you look at what inflation has done to many other countries. It is an absolute death sentence. But your sister Diamond was taken from us much too soon. We know that she was a young.
All right, he just jumped from inflation to the borders, everything, and he came back right to Diamond. Poor Diamond. Let me slow this shit down, man. This is too much, right? I don't know. I'm not gonna slow it down.
I was so surprised to hear. Sometimes you're not surprised. I have friends that are not doing so well, and you see it over a period of time, whether it's age or other things. And by the way, your father's going to be around a long time. I have to tell you that. He better be. We don't want to lose that guy. We're not going to lose. You're going to be around a long. You have a healthy, beautiful family. But I'll tell you, it's today we give thanks for her incredible life, and we take comfort in our precious Diamond, who's, just so precious. And I say now is with Jesus and looking down at us right now and having a good time. And boy, is she proud of that family, that beautiful, beautiful family. And I walked in, they were all set for this big photograph, and they're all lined up. I said, this is a good-looking group of people. Sometimes I don't like to take photographs with people that are too good-looking because you don't look so good. But I did it. But
what did he say? What did he say? What did he say?
Sister, no one knew better looking down at us right now and having a good time. And boy, is she proud of that family, that beautiful, beautiful family. And I walked in, they were all set for this big photograph, and they're all lined up. I said, this is a good-looking group of people. Sometimes I don't like to take photographs with people that are too good-looking because you don't look so good. But I did it.
Yeah, good-looking people, but sometimes he doesn't like to take photos with people who are not so good-looking. So he called them good-looking, I guess. That's what I heard, right? And he called them ugly at the same time. This is the demented Donald Trump, the hero of the masses, the white hope, the leader who will bring that nation.
I did it, but it's a great family. And to Diamond's incredible sister, no one knew better than Diamond how blessed she was to have you at her side. She wouldn't have been the same person. She wouldn't have been. And I see it now more today. I don't know if I thought it that way. I see it now totally today. Because I got to know you better today, and maybe watching one of the most incredible speeches. You all made incredible speeches.
All right.
Incredible speeches.
Yeah.
And not easy to do. I tell you, I was almost going to say a few of them I want. I'd like to use that if I may. You're not allowed to plagiarize. Biden can tell you that.
Right away.
But I'm going to plagiarize. I'm going to steal so much of these speeches tonight because some of the words of wisdom, including you, by the way,
all right.
Some of the words, some of the lines are so beautiful and so insightful. But she loved you so much. She loved everybody. She really loved everybody. And what she was doing this for the country.
He's just winging it. He ain't right now.
To Diamond's son, Paris, her
right,
father, Elder Freeman Hardaway, Senior, her brother, Freeman. These are incredible people.
All right.
Her sister, Parika. That's a nice name. And the rest of the Hardaway family. Please know that we share in your grief. That's why you have such an incredible crowd of people. I said, let's pick a big place. I don't care. Don't worry about it.
It's about the crowd. It's about the crowd.
Because the chapel wouldn't have held.
He wants people to know he paid for it, and he loves crowds. So they were able to give him like 200 people in one room. So he's happy about that. Donald Trump loves crowds.
The kind of people that we have. And we're doing it right, and that's the way it should be. And I did notice a big line of very, very nice vehicles outside. That's going to be handled
nice
properly,
cars,
right? So
nice...
we're going to handle it properly. Go out in style. She knew that. Go out in style. Yeah. But she's not going out. She's not going out. She's going to be with us. Millions of Americans are mourning this loss, and that's true. I've had so many people,
and not me,
that heard I was coming to this today that said, "Oh, it's great."
There's a bit by Patrice O'Neill. He's a comedian who had died, and he has this bit about when you watch the news and you see these catastrophes, and you're like, you say you want to care. You look at it, you say, "Oh, I'm going to care for this one." You're like, "Yeah, I don't really care. I didn't care much about her, really." She probably killed more people than any person. What I mean, killed people is she probably influenced a lot of people not to get that vaccine during the height of the COVID-19 disease. When she did that, she probably is the cause of people who listened to her. And look at that. She ended up, she's only 51 years old. She's a young woman. And it's a shame that she died from COVID-19. I don't know if she was immunized or whatever, but it is a shame.
Right. I was at a big meeting this morning with a lot of very substantial people, very wealthy people.
Yeah.
Some of them good, some of them horrible human beings. That's how they became wealthy.
Yeah.
But they said to me, that's really nice. You're going to North Carolina today. That's really nice. They really liked it. And they really liked it because they liked her. And they liked Silk. And they liked that I was going. So, and I'm much happier now. I'm much happier now that I came than I was even when I was on the journey over, because I learned so much today. I learned so much. So we want to keep Diamond's memory alive, and you're going to be able to do that. You are going to do that, Silk. The first time I heard about Diamond and Silk was from our great First Lady, very popular First Lady, I have to say.
That's about his wife. She is popular.
She was on the cover.
His wife was Papa. You like those nude pictures? Damn, once in a while I'll look at him. You know, when I used to get mad at him, I would pull up those pictures and just, you know,
Of
use,
so many magazines until she met me.
yeah.
That
She
they
got
said
old.
keep her
She's
off
old.
covers.
She's old. She's about 50
She
years
was a
old.
great, great, beautiful woman. She was on so many magazines, and then she meets Trump, and they say, let's keep her off, even though their sales, what they don't figure, Mike, is that their sales would have doubled, tripled, quadrupled. And the cool thing about
So right now, his wife used to be on a lot of magazines, and she was very popular until she married him because they hate Donald Trump, because the media hate them. They don't have her on the cover no more. If only did they know, if they put her back on the cover, they will double and triple their sales. This is at a funeral, people. This is Donald Trump at a funeral. Yeah, I want to show you his mind is all scattered. It's all over the place. He's not normal, people. I don't know how he became a billionaire.
her, she couldn't have cared less. She couldn't have cared less. But she came to see me. She said, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Come over here. I said, I don't have time for this. What is it? No, you'd have to come right now.
Yeah.
I said, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We know how that is, right? You know how that is. I know you are married to a strong one too, right? But she said, there are these two unbelievable women on the internet. There was really nobody on the internet, deep down.
Nobody heard of him.
And it's incredible to watch. Could you just watch this, please? All right, okay. So I did, and I immediately looked at these two people. I said, it took me like 30 seconds. I said,
Let me see how it
this
looks.
is incredible. It was diamond and silk.
Yep.
And they were deep down on the internet too. They were very similar to what they became. They just had a little nicer dresses, a little nicer outfits later on.
Right.
But the same thing, I hope you're making a lot of money. I hope you have to go with everything else. I hope they deserve it. They took a lot of heat, but they look the same. I mean, as they do. They haven't changed, and they were doing their shtick, as they say.
A shtick.
And I said, this is incredible. And we watched, and then we found out about them. And eventually I met with them, and we got to know each other, and we liked each other. And you went on to great success. But more importantly, Seth, I think the success you wanted was really for people to see what was going on, both good and bad in our country. Good and bad.
Yeah.
A lot of good things happened. I don't see them happening now.
Okay.
But we'll straighten it out. But you wanted to make sure that our country knows what's happening. And it was really an incredible, that was the first lady.
Sorry.
Please take a look. And I looked, as soon as I saw him, I said, you got to be kidding. This is incredible. So sharp, so smart, so beautiful, so cute.
I don't know about
People say,
beautiful.
oh, you shouldn't say cute. It's terrible to say.
I don't know about
Cute,
beautiful, smart. There were a bunch of two idiots
They were everything.
bouncing off each other. How good Trump is.
And a few months later, I invited the duo to a rally right here in the great state of North Carolina,
Yeah.
which we won twice, very big. And I want to thank Laura for that, because Laura was great. You have a great new senator.
Let me
Ted
speed it
Buttigieg.
up because I gotta go.
Before Ted, because I knew Ted in it, but I asked Laura, would you do it? And she said, no, I'd rather not. She could have walked away with it. She wouldn't have even had a campaign. I said, Laura, you're so popular here, you wouldn't even have to campaign. She would have won. But she also knew that Ted Bud was a great guy, and that somebody very good would be. And she said, maybe I could get back to my life. I have a wonderful husband. Could I have a normal life for a little while?
Yeah.
And it'll never be normal, though, will it? But Laura's been so incredible on the job she's done. I mean, she campaigned for me here twice, and the people loved her, and made it a lot easier for me. It was almost a state.
That's his daughter-in-law, by the way.
Easily, and we won big, and along with many other states. But so I want to thank Laura. It's really something special. You're here for two reasons. You're here.
At the funeral, he's thanking his daughter-in-law. I think she's from. What's that guy's name's wife? Not that big one that ate a cokehead. What's that idiot? That young guy, man. I think that's his wife. I got memory issues. What's the name of him, man?
You're here for the state, and you're here for this family, this incredible family that we talk about. I turned over the podium, and Diamond loudly and proudly declared, I want everybody to know that we stand behind Donald J. Trump. This was so early.
Yeah.
And
all
it
about
was
me,
an incredible
me,
thing
me,
because,
me.
I've
It's
done
me.
a tremendous amount of work
It's all
for
about me, man.
the African American population,
They voted for
the
me.
Black population. I always ask, what do you like better? African American, Black? There's many different terms that they said, we like Black. You just said, we like Black. Because I was always saying African American, but many people said, we like Black. And they said, call it, say whatever you want, but let's get the job done.
Yeah, but the N
Let's
word
get
don't
the
fuck
job
with
done.
it.
And to have these represent so early, but I'll tell you, even later on, because we did so much for the small, in many cases, small colleges, universities, but the Black colleges and universities, they would come to see me. You knew this very well. So they would come to see me. The first year they came in, and there were like about 100 presidents of the Black colleges and universities that would come to see me. They call it historically Black, right? And they would come in to see me.
That's
and
true, though.
First year they saw me, and I, met them.
You gotta give him credit. He did help the Black colleges. You see, you gotta give credit what credit is due. You can't be one of these douchebags who just everything is wrong. He's no good. They're all bad. The Republicans are evil. The Democrats are the angels. No, he did help the Black colleges. I think he made it permanent instead of them going every year to get renewal aid. I think so. Let's see what he's got to say.
And they were really nice. A couple of them I really thought were incredible, actually. And I said, well, we have to renew the money that we need to get along. Some of these schools have so much money, but we have to make sure we get it going. And I said, it's too bad that you have to come, but that's okay. Then, I got them all the money they needed, everything times a lot. I got them more than they asked for. Then they came in the following year. I didn't know this, but the following, so the next 2 years, they came in again. I said, wait a minute, do you have to come here every year? Yes, sir. We've been doing this for many years. And he said, one of them said, it's like we're beggars. We come in and it's like we're beggars.
Right.
And we don't like having to do it. I said, you shouldn't have to be. You should be focused on your school and getting everybody well educated and do the job that so many of them were doing so well. And I got them 10-year funding, and I got them funding at a level that they couldn't believe. You remember that? It was so much higher than they were asking for. It was more than double what they were.
You got to give credit where credit is due. Donald Trump did that, and I think that was the best thing he ever did. That was the human. Instead of them coming begging every year to get their funds, I think what he did for 10 years, that is good, and he gave them their funds. And he was responsible for, I think it was called the first step, prison reform. He got people out of jail. You got to give him credit sometimes. But he's an idiot. He just fucks it up on his own. If he just could keep his mouth shut and do what he does, he'll have more supporters. He would have had me if he didn't do that Muslim ban, the Muslim hate us and all that garbage. I agree with him on some stuff like the border. Not the way he did it. We should have a law and order in the border and things of that nature. I agree with him. But how can I agree with this crazy? Look at this. His hair, look at his hair. It looks like a chicken, the back of a chicken ass.
Asking for, they hit pay dirt with me.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah.
You talk about it, but not too many people talk about it.
I talk about it. You got to pray, yes.
Pastor, you knew that very well. You
Yes.
saw it. And you have an incredible lieutenant governor who's sitting up here right now. He knew it. He knew it. I think he's going to be your next governor. What do I know? But you have an incredible lieutenant governor, and I'm so close to endorsing you. You practically have it. He knows. When he's ready, he knows what's going to happen. Those endorsements mean a lot, don't they? But you have an incredible lieutenant governor, and you know what we did for the schools, and we're so happy to have done it. And I said the only thing I had them in, they were all like high-fiving each other.
I think she's a she, man.
Financing and everything. And I said the only thing bad is I'll probably never see you guys again, because they were great people.
Yeah.
And I got to be very friendly with a lot of them, but I probably won't see them
He probably did. He don't want to see them
This
again.
journey of life and through
He
life.
tells the truth sometimes.
Because they have everything and they're set now for a long period of time. Yeah. And we did criminal justice reform.
Yes.
By the way, this stuff is not in the speech that I'm writing about. But
I know. I
had
know
these genius speechwriters. They wrote the most beautiful speech. But I think it's important to say, because you had a lot to do with what we've been able to do for the Black or the African American population of our country. And I think it's good, because it's a celebration about what's been done. But the daughter of hardworking parents who founded their own church, think of that. Diamond held down multiple jobs as a young mother, and we've discussed it a little bit. I've watched the incredible children discuss it, family discuss it. At one point, she had night shift in a factory from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and then she worked at her second job on top of that. Okay, I said, not a lot of time today. They don't talk about that. Today, it's like, can we take Fridays off? Let's not work. Let's have Fridays off. And before that, it's going to be Thursdays. How about let's take everything off?
This is from the guy who should get up at 11 o'clock to do his presidential work. He called it excessive time. He spent more time in sleeping, watching Fox News. I mean, come on, Donald. Let's be fair. You're the laziest piece of shit we ever seen in the White House. I don't know in your real life. Probably are, energetic to make that money.
And actually, it has worked out that you have a lot of people that aren't working at all right now. But this is just the opposite, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then she went to the second job. But she did great no matter where she went. She saw her community devastated by the ravages of NAFTA. That's the worst trade deal ever made in the history of our country. And
True,
I changed it to the USMCA.
Same
that
thing.
was
You
such
didn't
a
change
bad
anything.
deal. That's Mexico.
You
and
just
Canada.
changed the name.
And they ripped off this country for many, many decades.
Okay.
And everyone said, there's no way you're going to be able to end NAFTA. Just one of many things we did. We did so many things. Space Force and rebuilt our military, biggest task to try. But she persevered and she went through all of the challenges and the hardships and never.
You like how he goes? Oh, we did this, we did that, I did. And then he goes back and she said, the fucking, what do you call it, a segue he does. It's
Lost
crazy.
that incredible, joyful spirit. On June 16th of 2015, Diamond and Silk were at home watching a certain network, which I won't name. I can't believe you were watching that network. I don't.
CNN.
And I announced my campaign for president, and they were lifelong Democrats, but they ultimately very quickly later said that,
that's what the money
oh my
is.
God, he's right. This was a statement. Oh my God, he's right. Because we were talking common sense. We were talking about health, and we were talking about walls. Remember I said walls.
Health. He's trying to take the Affordable Act away from people. He wanted to deprive 22 million Americans from health care. What's called Obamacare. He tried to repeal it. That he had nothing to do with health. That's a lie.
Oh, what a horrible thing to say. Well,
You're a liar,
Donald. They worked with the safest border in our history, safest southern border in the history 2 years ago, and now we have the most unsafe, I would say, in the history of the world, because
well, he did something good. He enacted something called Title 42. What it means that during an epidemic or a pandemic, the United States could close its border to everybody until they see what the pandemic is going. We had COVID, which it did good. He said, if you want to become an asylum, you don't have to come. You have to stay in Mexico and wait your line. And they should do it now because, I mean, instead of bringing all these people and they disappear in the population, they should do that, and that's it. But it's our laws. It's not even the president. It's the Congress.
There's never been a border for a third world country that would allow a thing like this to happen.
That's right. Mexico is
tremendous numbers of people are coming in. Many of those people, again, are from prisons and them. But it's so sad. And when you think of it.
So he's at the funeral. He talked about Joe Biden's. He plagiarized people's work. The inflation, Space Force, the border, immigration. I don't know what else. Oh,
these countries are very smart. I know many of the leaders, and these are streetwise, very smart people. They probably can't believe with what they're dealing now. These are streetwise, tough, smart people. And when they clean out their prisons and give them to the United States, or when they clean out their mental institutions and all of these, the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars that they're saving. So, it's a shame. It's a shame, and our country's putting up with this. But Diamond knew this, and Silk knows it maybe better than anybody, and they talk about it, and they're doing something about it. People are aware of it, and I just don't think they're going to accept it. I don't think
Diamond didn't even know about nothing about no foreign policy. She knew about Popeyes and KFC.
They're going to accept destroying the United States of America. I don't think they're going to accept it.
All right,
and these are two of our biggest voices.
All right.
When they did the video, it became a viral sensation. As soon as people saw these two incredible people and incredible characters, and like our movement itself, Diamond was so tough and so smart and so much fun, and the combination was like it's something. It just worked. It just worked. Nobody knows why things work really, especially when it's something so amorphous. I mean, who would know why it works? You put two superstars together, and it doesn't work. I mean, I shouldn't say this. I'll say it quickly. I'm sure the press won't cover it, but. When I did The Apprentice, it became the #1 show on television.
There we go. You see the segue? Now he's talking about The Apprentice, the TV show he had.
And it did well for years. I was on for 12 years, 14. It was so successful. They put it on a few years, twice, 2 seasons in one, which is a little unusual. And then I said, I'm going to run for president.
And they were begging him to stay.
And they said, no, please. And the heads of NBC, can you imagine? NBC loved me. Now they hate me. So maybe that's the reason. I said, no, I'm leaving. I've done it for 12 years now. 14 seasons, and it's been a tremendous success.
Yeah.
And I want to run for president. Then the head of NBC came, head of reality television.
That's the show that made you the false businessman that you are, and created this celebrity statue that you had, and you fooled all the idiots in down south in the Midwest, the poor whites. They believed in
They
you.
all came to my office to try and
And we love
get me
him.
to sign a 5-year contract.
He's our
3 years,
answer.
5 years, we'll do whatever you
Who
want to do. They
cares?
wanted 5, ideally. And I said, no, you can get somebody else.
And
I
they
said,
got-
who do you recommend? Because I've had great heart for the show, owned the show. The whole thing was Mark Burnett, who was a terrific guy, and myself. We created something very special, The Apprentice, and then it turned into Celebrity Apprentice. They said, who do you like? Who do you think? And they recommended Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a big movie star, right? And he, I said, that sounds like a great idea. He should be able to do well. I wanted to see it do well, although I'm
No,
not
you
that sure
didn't.
about that. I had a choice. Do you understand this, Mike? If he did really well,
Who the fuck is
really
Mike?
well,
Man?
they'd say, what the hell do we need Trump for, Trump?
Who's Mike?
If he did really poorly, maybe I won't make any money if that happens. But if we did really poorly, I can say, see, I'm the only one that can do it. Well, he did really poorly. He got no ratings. That thing was a disaster. Well, they got Martha too, right? Martha Stewart. They put her in there. That was a disaster. And then they got Arnold, and he was a disaster. So I never really figured it out. I probably will someday before it's the end for me, but I never figured it out. I don't think I've ever discussed this with anybody. You're bringing out the best in me tonight. But they got Martha Stewart. You remember that? And she was a disaster. So it's just one of those things. And the only reason I'm so nasty to her is that she was supporting Hillary Clinton. So why would I be? I don't care. When they don't support me, I don't support them. Do you understand that, Pastor? He understands it. Our lieutenant governor understands it. When they don't support me, why should we support them? But like our movement itself, they were amazing. It was an amazing movement. There's never been a movement, MAGA, Make America Great Again. When they knock it, they say, we got to stop MAGA. I said, Make America Great Again. It's such a great, there's never been a phrase like that. I think it was, when people said, what was, because I do nicknames for people.
Ronald Reagan used the same thing, Make America Great Again. He used it in the 1980s. It was nothing original. It's nothing you created. It's been there. It's been done. Go ahead.
Probably a lot of you heard this. I could name them all, but I can't because some of them are now very good friends of mine, so I promise I'd never say it again. But others aren't. Crooked Hillary and so many others. Low Energy. Remember Low Energy? I mean, we could go through the whole Pocahontas.
Yeah.
She said she was an Indian, so I called her Pocahontas, and everyone said, oh, that's terrible. A great senator from Massachusetts, yeah, she's an Indian. She said her mother said she was an Indian, but she couldn't prove it, right? Remember 1,117, right? She was 1,017, you can't even say it, and 17th Indian. That means somewhere along the line over the last million years, somebody got into that chair. Remember?
So you guys
She
are
was so
creative,
happy,
man.
she went out and she got this report from somebody, one of these guys that does this stuff, who are your grandparents? Who are your great-grand? And this guy gave her, and she was so happy at the fact that, probably 1 in 7,000 encounters. But she wasn't an Indian, but she said she was because she had high cheekbones. Remember that? She said that. No, that was her. She said she was because she had we talked about that. Anyway, so her name was Pocahontas. So she was. And they said, we want you to apologize to her for what you've said. And I said, so I'd like to apologize to the real Pocahontas for the real one. But she had a tremendous sense of humor, Diamond. She would have had fun today, and probably is having fun today.
He
She
is
was
a comedian.
determined to
Yeah,
speak
you're
the
not
truth and uncensored, unfiltered, and she was unafraid. She was really unafraid. It's true. She didn't care. Some people, when we got deep into stuff, it's tough stuff, and they sort of they were afraid. Bill Barr was afraid. He was afraid he was going to be impeached, so he didn't do what he should have done. And other people were afraid. I don't blame them, really. It's vicious. We're dealing with a vicious group of people. They're Marxists, they're communists, and in some cases, they just don't know what they're doing. But, they're afraid. Diamond was not afraid. She wasn't
Diamond,
afraid.
fucking
The
idiot
world
like her
came to love
sister,
her
man.
signature
I talk-
sayings known as
I talk bad about the dead.
Diamondisms. For example, don't get it twisted, right? That was a pretty one that she used, but came out
Don't
much
get it
better when she
twisted.
said it than when other people said it. Diamond
I'm
also had
Diamond.
a way with rhythm
Where's
and
Oprah? Where's the
rhymes.
food?
They only smear who they fear.
I don't like
She
that.
liked
I
that one.
don't
They
like
only
that.
smear. There's truth to that.
You could get upset. I don't
They
care.
must fear me a lot because I am getting smeared. Russia. Remember Russia? The people wouldn't talk for 2.5 years. Russia. It turned out to be a hoax. I mean, we knew it was a hoax from day
I
one.
gotta move this shit. My head's hurting.
Makes you sick. What a great line that is. I don't know if it was somebody else's. So she probably made it up herself. Either a politician or a general. A general, they say 3.5, but a lot of people, which even they can't produce. And so if you win big enough, you're going to get there. And then once we're there, we're going to straighten it all out and get it back to where it was. But I just want to leave by saying, Silk, we love you. I got to know you today. Diamond, we love you. I've known you for a long time.
He knows how.
And
He got to know
Diamond,
today.
rest in peace. We love you so much. God bless you. And God bless everyone in this room.
All right, there you have it. I mean, the speech was a little crazy. It was off the wall. He jumped from place to place. Usually people, when doing a speech like that, you know, they talk about the dead, about the people, and things of that nature. It's not a big deal, but this is his habit. This is his problem. He has to lie or make things up. And he's a comedian, by the way, as he goes along. He has to. He's a narcissistic individual. He could not just take the high road, do a 10 minutes, 15-minute eulogy, talk about how the goodness of the heart and the heavens and the earth, whatever, and just say thank you. And next time we talk about politics. I hope I don't fucking die like Diamond. I've been sick for 3 weeks. Anyway, this was Omar from the Third Rail. I hope you're going to watch this video. Just wanted to see. I don't watch the whole thing all over again. But I know, he's just talking about stuff that had nothing to do with funeral. He said he doesn't know Silk, and he knows her for years. And they used to work together. They were like Siamese twins. So he just makes shit up as he goes along. Anyway, enjoy the channel. Oh, I forgot to say, if you join the channel, I'm going to have one video a week just for the members. And it's going to be a private video. And we're going to talk